Hmm. Oh. Yes.
Ardent Under Legion. We've come close a couple of times. I mean, there's a lot of good combos that can happen here. I'm going to take it with Conscripts. I mean, it occurs to me that I want to propagate into something cool. If Spore Launcher spawning pods, it's a pretty decent idea for how we're controlling the bottom floor. Um, got Spiked Mass Flesh Weaver, Doombringer Strixen Hallow, that's the incant version, and Dominion Seraph with Bogworm's Growth. I'm not too excited about Departure Manifest, but there are some pretty cool things it can hit for us. Is it more or less exciting than a Lightstone casing? I don't know. I don't know. Because there's some really cool non-deployable Underlegion units, for instance. There's a few pretty cool non-deployable units for Luna, and having this from the start means I can plan around it better. Or I could put 3 upgrades on my spawning pods. Like, we could have non-consumable discounted holdover spawning pods. That's kind of the dream, and maybe it's a pie in the sky. Maybe it's too much to ask for. Yeah, let me take the Departure Manifest. I think that's a more realistic outcome. Okay. Hierophant or Mystic Hammer. 0 cost spell chain spawning pods. Yeah, I mean, it can go super crazy. But thanks for stopping by, Dells. I only caught like the very tail end of was it Riven, the name of the Mist sequel you were playing last night? I think you were about done when we raided in. I am gonna go Hierophant. Wait, am I gonna go Hierophant? I have no silent units. Why would I go Hierophant? Are we incanting? These are the 2 Ardoon variants that I'm less good with, to be honest. Yeah, I was on Billy's stream when he raided over. I think I'm gonna go Mystic Hammer because it's a big stat block. Let's hope we find Moon Control. Oh, really? Did it knock out a deployable room you had? Yeah, we can do this. Honestly, with this, is Ardoon 2 size or 3 size? Ardoon is a Chad. He's only 2 wide. For this fight, we just play like this. That's stupid. Yeah. If you set rooms and equipment that you set as deployable will compete. Yup. That's right, I forgot. He has Shadowcast every 3 turns for forcing the new moon phase. But we can keep doing this to keep giving him that sweet plus 50 attack with all the moon rituals. This is just working. Well, talk about your cozy first fights. Get Mystic Hammered. Mystic Hammer Ardoon is probably the most boring Ardoon, because he's just a big stat block. But he's a big stat block. There's definitely a future for Phase Blessing if we get some cool conduit stuff going. Sure, I'll take it. Infectory with the Spore Launcher is pretty great, so I'm gonna take that. What do I want most? So, Underlegion units could find me like green recruits, but I think I need to make sure I get a Merchant of Steel before I go to the Flesh Weaver, because nothing survives the Flesh Weaver without being upgraded. Got Titanstone, Frenzy Stone. Okay. Lunar Priestess or Nightingale. So, if I find like an Eclipse Chamber, we could maybe do like Nightingale and Ardoon palling around on like a second floor. Because I think the first floor is all about mushrooms and the Spore Launcher. The Lunar Priestess is pretty good, but I think with Shadowcast, I don't need the Lunar Priestess as much. I think I meant to rely on my baseline moon rituals for that. Let me try the Nightingale. I do like Nightingale. It hits so friggin' hard. I could even get an extra Frenzy Stone for it, which is really crazy. I'm going to take this Titanite on the Spore Launcher. I'm often pretty cozy with doing that. I think for the Spore Launcher, you either want to make him tougher or smidge him. I'm going to take... Honestly, this is pretty hilarious to do. And I'm just going to give him a Strength Stone. Wait. I'm against Dominion. I might not want to do that. Yeah, Dominion probably kills him a little too fast if I go that gung-ho on it. I might want to Heartstone him instead. Yeah, I like the multi-strike upgrade for sure. I think I probably hold out for Dualism on the extra slot here, and then I get him, like, a Loam Coat for the extra HP and the regen. And then the regen he gets from the Loam Coat gets dualized, and he becomes really, really stable. I am going to Heartstone this to insulate... Wait. How does he get attack if I Heartstone him here? I have to give him Mage Blade later, or a Luna Cycle Staff. Okay, that's doable. I just have to equip him. And he can be a capable attacker, even with a stat block like that. I think we're purging a Shield Steward. So one of the other moves I could do here, specifically because we're up against the Flesh Weaver, is I could put a Heartstone on a Shield Steward so that they can survive one attack from the Flesh Weaver that allows them to strip mass in the first turn. This is playable. So with that challenge in, play Ardoon and the Nightingale on the top floor, Spore Launcher down here, and I can play one Shield Steward here. Got the Infectory, nice. Want to go New Moon, please? So they clear everything with this multi-strike, yes. I am going to need some kind of healing or defensive spell for Ardoon with this layout. So we'll figure that out later. Oh, don't you show up there. Can't get to you there. I have no way of getting that collector. Go to New Moon. Yeah, because a conscript here doesn't help. This flagellant's only dying because of the decay. So, yeah. Get rid of those. I think we're looking to win with decay on the first floor here. The Shroom stack is growing a little bit through the Infectory. But our top floor is not going to be stable enough to stay alive. I think I put one mushroom up here so that if the boss gets here, one attack goes onto a mushroom. Just be a little cheeky defense. Oh, we got a Bogworm's Growth here. I can actually play this Spear Steward. That's kind of neat. Okay, yeah, both of my only Bogworm's trigger is here so far. Right, this is only ring 2. I gotta keep track of that. Let's see. I think we just send it on spawning pods and the Eager Conscript. That appears to work. Spore Launcher's really good for early fights. Under Legion's so fun, man. I love dotting enemies up and watching them fall over. In other games, too. I think, like, dot builds are some of my favorite ways to win. Speaking of dot builds, Rot is really strong onto Flesh Weaver. We are on a Merchant of Magic here most of the time. There's the option of going to the Merchant of Arms, but I'm almost always taking this because it's hard to get by without taking 2 unit banners in your first 2 rings. I think I'm going to go Rot. And we can actually do like a -2 consume on this Rot, and it's pretty great. Just to like throw a bit of damage on flying bosses. This is not very useful to me. Am I taking space? Huh. So if I take space, I can play 2 Nightingales with Ardoon. But how am I scaling two different Nightingales? I don't know how I'm scaling my current Nightingale. I think it's a skip. After I talked about how much I need both of those units. We got the rot upgrade that I wanted. We have a keepstone, but I don't think there's anything here that I keepstone. I don't think I have a good double stack target, right? I don't really want to double stack the rot. Although, Decay 30 is 90 damage per turn versus 45 damage per turn. 90 damage per turn, decreasing by 3 per turn. So, over the course of 10 turns, that damage goes from like 90 to 60. So, that'd be like about 150 times 10. Is that correct? No, it's 150 times 5. I should think about that as about 600 damage. Yeah, I'm going to double stack this. That is some excessively rough math, but imagine I get the mirror here and I clone that spell. Okay. Well. Oh, no Klepsydranium option. Okay. I don't think I can play Wolos, but it's kind of funny with this Nightingale. It goes up to 22x lots, and it's 25 health. Means that Wolos probably puts it down to like, I don't know, 13 at the worst. This is definitely a playable Wolos Bloodletter if I want it. Between that and Nim's Oath. I'm not playing Revenge, so Nim's Oath definitely doesn't hurt me. Doombringer, Strixen Hallow is the one with Slay. I'm gonna take this. I haven't taken Nim's Oath before, I don't think. I don't usually. It's not very interesting, and I don't like effects that are that random. It is a very random effect. Also, I really like Revenge. There's a lot of things conspiring in my playstyle against Nim's Oath, so I really don't tend to take it. That Bogworms was on the top floor, so I have a 6 space there. I think I'm definitely taking energy. Baseline Fleshweaver's going to hit for like 25, right? I have 6 space. We do a Sacrificial Spear Steward thing here. Yeah, he hits for 25. I do not want Ardu to take that hit in the face. But this 4 multi-strike is going to be really funny. We are going to take some spikes on that. Bring up the spawning pods. One more Eager Conscript should kill this Fallen Champion. I could have also played the Spear Steward for that. Oh well. Down to 6 mass. And this is not the more mass variant. Another spawning pods. I'm just gonna rush the boss down. Just gonna move you out of the way. Play the Infectory. With the Infectory, we do get all these kills. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, that's okay. So I don't have a good way of dealing with the Fleshweaver coming back up from the top floor. Firstly, rot you. I don't have a means of setting the correct phase, so we just go New Moon here. Bring out 1 Conscript to protect Ardun. Then I think I need to bring out 1 Conscript here to kill the Miscreant. I do not like Chimes of Despair. I'm going to skip playing the Phase Blessing. One there to kill that. Need to go New Moon. Bless. Ardun lives barely. Just barely. Decay is keeping me in it. We removed all of his mass. He's doomed. There's no way. He does not get through it. Just gonna print a mushroom by killing your friend. Yeah, we're just good. We just got it. Decays to death. He decays to death before his frontliner dies. Now, my earlier calculation off of the rot damage is only if we get rot damage and the fight proceeds 10 turns afterwards. This looks like a hard choice. Okay. Okay. So mitosis cap is hilarious, but I think it's probably not the pick here. I think it's between the Tome of Evergrowth and the Fungi in a Suit. If we get dualism on the Spore Launcher, that's huge Tome of Evergrowth value. But Fungi in a Suit has the word spawn printed on it. And I think that might be like our big ticket. How good is Evergrowth in these fights? I do like Sap versus Strix and Hallow because Strix always has multi-strike. It's possibly good against Dominion, but it's not great. I don't have access to... I don't have real access to Daze right now. I could find it, but it's not great. So, sapping Seraph is one of my ways from preventing him from doing his strike trigger. I cannot prevent his action trigger in any way. I'm going to take the Tome of Evergrowth. I think it's the better move. Balmabello. Balmabello mention. Balmabello is expensive as all hell, but he is really cool. The Ethereal Sealy is quite strong in conjunction with Ardoon. It winds up giving him quite a lot of damage. So, we tend to have one Moon Ritual cast per turn. It's almost a gain of 1 conduit per turn, which you can look at as about 10 conduit over the course of the fight, roughly. I think most fights are about 7 to 10 turns. In the late game. In the early game, it's less. And then Balmabello, of course, is a big bucket of regen and spikes that we can comfortably play onto our bottom floor with the Spore Launcher to be an extra insulation on the Spore Launcher. Balmabello is more exciting. I'm playing Balmabello because it's more exciting. This dude is just cool. He just has aura. Like, look at this man. He's like wearing his bathrobe out to kill you. He's got a jug of mushroom ale or something. He's ready to go. I want the Merchant of Steel. Why do I want the Merchant of Steel? Well, I would like dualism on my Spore Launcher. I might want something for my Balmabello. I can get baseline regen and baseline conduit onto the Balmabello, and then he can donate those things. Endless Balmabello is really funny if he happens. Oh, yeah. That is the dream. A friend of mine's hit that before. Like, Endless Balma Brain Transfer. It's really, really expensive because you don't get out of the Balmabello's cost. The other thing that is really, really crunk with Balmabello, of course, is like molded. So you keep recreating it. Its molded units cost 0. With only 165 gold, this Merchant of Steel is not as exciting as it might otherwise be. So we're pretty much locked into whatever baseline stuff it shows me. And so there's a 30% chance we can get dualism going there, because there are 6 possible second line upgrades. And dualism is the only thing that I want, right? I could take an Eternal Stone. So there's roughly a 60% chance that we hit one of those two things between dualism and Eternal Stone. It's a 50% chance we hit the regen, 50% chance we hit the conduit. The conduit's not actually that exciting unless I was playing Balmabello on the top floor, which I'm not planning to do right now. Although Balmabello is playable on the top floor. We have 6 space on the top floor. Okay. So if I run over here, is that a 60% chance of finding something good, or is there a third buff we can use? We want dualism, eternal. Smidge is probably kind of sort of playable, but I don't think it's that good. Yeah. So we've got like a 60% chance of a playable thing if I go to this Merchant of Steel. On the other route, I definitely get gold. We probably get a useful trinket, but probably not two useful trinkets. So we'll be at 265. And then we can go to the alcove and maybe find something that breaks the run. What breaks the run the most? If we hit the mirror, we're probably cloning Rot at this point, because this is a 5x is really funny. It kind of murders flying bosses and makes our other fights miserable. It does not help our non-flying boss fights. And of course, there's a lot of things we can find that don't really matter. If I find a historian and he asks for a trade-in, I am willing to trade either of these for 2 random artifacts, which is pretty good. If I get the draft from another clan historian, sometimes that gives us something weird. You can also sometimes win off of like Gremlin into Grow Room, and then you get like a propagating revive, a propagating reanimate when you're not supposed to have it. What other events? If we find... I'm thinking that, what's it called? What's the one? Inscription event is probably breakable with Balmabello. Let me try this. I've already done Inkbound event. This is other clan draft. This is a pretty good one, and I think we do go Lazarus. Okay. This isn't necessarily the stuff of our dreams, but I'm really feeling Combustion Suit on Nightingale. That sounds pretty hype, right? We could also take Mix-a-Lot, because Mix-a-Lot's just a really, really good card. And like Mix-a-Lot on the Balmabello is a lot of value. If Mix-a-Lot hits red or green, you got to remember that half of the effects of Mix-a-Lot are debuffs. I'm going to take the Combustion Suit. I know that I wanted equipment for this knife guy. Seer Orb is worthless. Celestial Sails is often going to give me an Eager Conscript. It is a non-damage spell, so it cannot draw the Moon Rituals or the Gravities. It can draw the Phase Blessing, I think. It cannot draw the Rot, because Rot has damage on it. But it can hit Spawning Pods or Tome of Evergrowth. That's pretty good. I'll take it. What am I feeling for a card purge? I think we are removing one of our stewards here. Given my deployment pattern, I think I'm removing a Spear Steward. Let's move on. Let's see. Hierophant is playable. Do we have incant effects? We have some okay incant effects. They're not the best. But I do like Hierophant with a Nightingale. If I took a size upgrade, I could maybe get a duplicate of the Nightingale and then play harder into Hierophant with it. So I have multiple silent units. Versus just having the Mystic Hammer, which is now plus 100, and I think it's actually plus 200 on level 3. Survey says it's plus 150, but he has a 50-90 baseline, so his stat block goes to 200/90 on full Mystic Hammer. The armor is also useful here. We have an Empyrean Well here if I wanted to get that duplication. And it is playable on the top floor with my current suite of units. That's competing with an Underlegion Banner, Merchant of Magic Armory. This is actually a pretty good node. Yeah, I'm going to take the Hierophant. And I think we'll go Hierophant too. Toughest Nails doesn't really deter me. This is up to 7. Okay. I probably do want to get Arden on the top floor then. So I can set Balmabello on turn 1 with this current stuff. And then if I duplicate Nightingale, we're setting up just a little differently. Maybe I go energy, and I just expect Bogworms to take care of the capacity. Where do I want this Balmabello? It's pretty good down here. Let's do this. This is pretty fine. Yeah, the decay stacks don't quite kill because of the other thing we've got going on. Because of the Titan skin. Also because this guy got dazed, so this Axe Thrower kills the fungi instead of hitting the spikes. I want this Calcified Ember gone, though. Whatever. I guess we do this, actually. I don't have other units that need to go up here. Get that set up immediately. I don't have units to put down here, so I'm going to do this. We begin incanting. I could sap one of them, but I'm not gonna. Okay, we're on New Moon, which is where we want to be. We just do that. Yeah, if I send it to the other moon, I'd have to shadow cast it back. Get rid of this. Alright, I think we're doing okay. We're in good shape. Bit of a latent factory, but we're fine. I could knock him back downstairs just for an extra incant trigger. Yeah, I think it's actually good. Means we want it to be New Moon next turn, so we can do this too. Okay. Want to get at least enough conscripts out to trigger to kill this Disciple of Ruin in the back. Oh, so even on New Moon, this Scarred Sentinel is not being killed. Oh, I let him get more Titan skin. That is my bad. Okay, that kills the healer. Well, I'm going to take some damage for letting that happen. He's taking about 35 per iteration there. There's going to be a bad amount of fire damage from me making that, like, a little extra play. I think he interacts with fire twice, maybe 3 times. Only twice, okay. Only 3 decay here is unfortunate. I would like for that to be more. just put up an extra blocker. Enjoy the incant. I'm not going to be able to cast spells here next round, really. He should get dazed. That wins us the fight. Okay. I'm going to eat that mistake. I took 12 damage for an error. Yeah, the multi-strike 4 unstable 5 is kind of funny. We have the Moonlit Blade. Okay. Mooncaller doesn't help that much. Glittering Draught's okay. I think the Moonlit Blade is pretty good. Grow Room. I could definitely Grow Room the top floor to get a lot of conduit, maybe some other stuff. I don't think I'm playing Mitosis Cap at this point. Yeah, I don't see a good system for that. I'm gonna take the Grow Room. If I can find some loose buffs, I can do some crazy stuff with this Grow Room. I think we're going to the Merchant of Trinkets. Yeah. Abyssal Prism's really interesting. Dante's Footstool is also pretty good. I think I'm taking both of these. So the coolest thing I get to do with Abyssal Prism is that we can play a Tome of Evergrowth onto a bunch of guys. So the wider the floor we can get, the more we can do with that. I think we're going to duplicate a Nightingale here. And then the removals are probably going to be like... I think we're on Steward removals, actually. Although I'm not actually playing 3 floors. This is maybe screwy. Oh, fine, that's fine. We got the immediate Infectory. Love to see it. Okay, so we have an extra slot up here at the top. This is up to 6 as well. With this being up to 6, we have the opportunity to play this floor on the second floor if we want to, as a node. Can't say no to that spawning pods. Evergrowth him to have more health than my fungi. That was a play on a whim. It makes us do a little more damage to the frontliner. That happened. That. I think I can... Yeah, because I have 2 multi-strikers here, I can keep it on full moon and still kill him. So we'll just go for the incants. I'm not killing this collector, but, you know, sometimes it happens. Put up a grow room, spread a little conduit. The floor is going to start getting a lot stronger. Unfortunately, with the Titan skin, the Malevolent Hunter doesn't quite die. It's going to wind up with a pretty stacked top floor this next turn. I have to Shadowcast here. Okay, with Moonlit Blade, we kill the floor. Actually put both of those pieces of equipment to use. After Moon Ritual, we kill. Play that out. Wondering if I Evergrowth Quoto. I don't think I do. I think it might be likelier to Evergrowth like the Mushroom stack. I don't think that necessarily made any difference. we're just getting a certain number of hits on Quoto to reduce his Titan skin. Okay, he's got 29 left. Fortunately, if we play the Balmabello and ascend him, which we can do, he doesn't necessarily, like, die or anything. This is probably still for the better. We are on the appropriate moon phase at the appropriate time. We can also shift it around a bit, which is funny. Shadowcast, Conscript. We had a lot of plays. Kind of neat. Yeah, Multi-Strike 4 does do a pretty good job against him. Cover of Night's pretty good. So, Lunacy, we can play through Abyssal Prism, and it kind of phases and applies Conduit a hilarious number of times. So we don't have too many Mage Blades on the top floor, but I am going to take Lunacy. The Mushy Room is pretty great even on a blank floor. We've also got the option of Pox on an equally blank floor. I'm going to take the Mushy Room. Mushy Room below Grow Room is a really nice combo to prevent enemies from hurting you. We can hit a Merchant of Arms. How are we doing on runes? We have Dante's Footstool to give us 1 room immediately. We don't necessarily need to combine any equipment because we've got 2 Nightingales. The Celestial Alcove is okay. I do want the Pyre Remains if I can get it. What does the Merchant of Steel do for us? Actually really great stuff sometimes. So we're still looking for possibly Dualism on the Spore Launcher, possibly Eternal on the Balmabello. And we have an Unstable Vortex here, which can make us run a little leaner, help us get our key stuff. Yeah, I'm going to run over here. I think the Dualism's actually very important right now. And now I can reroll to hit it. So that's our Endless Balmabello option. We could even go for, like, Endless Smidged Balmabello, Endless Conduit Balmabello, or Endless Mossy Balmabello. I mean, no matter what, I love Endless Balmabello. It's often really difficult to get this unit to die, and he is very, very expensive. I think this points to us taking another Hell's Flame. So now there's a question of where we play him. Unfortunately, there is no way of referencing how Bogworm's growth has affected our train outside of combat. It's pretty annoying. I don't think we need to smidge him. I think we're actually good enough on size that we don't have to do that. I think I Glimmerstone Balmabello. Spreading that much Conduit's really funny. Reroll. Not a big fan of these. Naturally, I was hoping to find the Dualism on Spore Launcher. Do I take the Heartstone here? What are my future things? So I have 2 more Merchants of Steel that I could pick from. Both are paired up with Pyre Remains, so if I have a bad fight, it's likely that I lean on those. If I don't lean on those, the Merchant of Magic is pretty strong. Of course, the Merchant of Magic, the best thing it can do for me right now is probably upgrading Lunacy. It is paired with an Empyrean Well. I like that. But I think we're probably checking 1 more Merchant of Steel. I think we're doing 1 of these, because I don't think the Merchant of Arms does enough for us. I think I'm going to Vortex a Conscript and a Moon Ritual. The Gravities really aren't doing much for us either, so I could have removed those. Do either one. If the Bogworms gets my top floor up to 8 size, I will be sitting pretty. 6 size bottom floor, 7 size middle floor, 7 size top floor. Okay, didn't hit it. We got a turn 1 spawning pods. It's kind of cool. I think getting out the Balmabello is more important than playing the Nightingale, so I think we're missing the spawning pods. Let me play him top floor. so that he can threaten to spread the conduit. I'll threaten to. He's gonna, but... Okay, I think this is kind of funny. To do that. If I get the grow room early enough, the Nightingales wind up permanently stealth. Yeah, we'll give you an incant, that's fine. I don't think we play Gravity here at all. We could play it on a Sharp Eye Sniper, actually. It's dead earlier, so we take a little less damage. I gotta watch my casts a little bit. I want to get Conduit on everybody so that when the Grow Room shows up, it's optimal. I'm just going to play into the incant to get this floor more set up. And I'm pretty sure... Wait, it says we already prismed? What did I prism? I don't even remember. Oh, it prismed the... Right, I forgot it does that. Moon Ritual gets prismed. So I'm just going to do this. I completely forgot about the Moon Ritual Prism interaction. Yeah, I think it's just Grow Room, Mushy Room, Spawning Pods. We should always be ever-growthing something that's doomed to die. Or a boss. That out there. Evergrowth you down to doing 4 damage. Sure, we'll phase 6 times. Get out Conduit 6. I don't have space for the Nightingale, unfortunately. Yeah, Balmabello is not going to be dying for us at a good time until the late fights. So we're going to wait until late for the Eternal Balmabello to provide value. Let's see. We'll play that there to kill the sniper. Sap the sniper. Make no damage on the fungi effectively. Put this on Strix, because Strix will not incant when we throw that at them. I don't have a good spot for the Moonglaive, so I think we're just going to Ritual, get 3 Rituals out of the deal. Actually, we'll just Moonglaive Ardoon. He's not going to multi-strike with it, but he's still going to hit harder. Two more waves left. This sticks me without a trigger for the Spore Launcher unless I play the Nightingale. Just gonna do it. It's not really enough decay. They've got Titan Skin 5, so they fully block the gravity. Bummer. Just gonna do this. Yeah, we kind of gotta let those guys go if I don't want to do a big send. Just do this. Ramps up the damage by a good bit. Not gonna Moon Ritual again. Strix is now hitting for 0. Fun little note. These guys are also hitting for 0. Really cute. Yeah, our Nightingale gets sapped to nothing. You hate to see it. I'll take a sap there. Strix and Hallow come in for their real round. Put Strix further into the floor. Bring out that. Okay, these guys are decaying pretty nicely. It looks like Strix probably dies in the early rounds on this floor. I'm gonna phase blessing all my guys on this floor, and then ritual. We're pretty statted up on our top floor, so we're in a good spot. Yeah, that unit just turns into a mediocre stall with the sap on him. We get another, like, 12 incant out, or 12 conduit. And phase back to new. We're very sapped, but we win a long punch-up, because they're also very sapped. Wrong thing. Hitting for 500. Just Mage Blade things. So, the Coven Spike is subject to Abyssal Prism, and that's really funny, so I'm going to click on it. I just want Hell's Flame. I just want to go Turbo Energy. So I do want to take at least one more Pyre Remains. I think I will take this Merchant of Steel here. Show me Dualism. Yes! Cool. Dual Launcher. I think that's all we really wanted. I don't actually have any more upgrade slots, do I? Doesn't look like it. We already have a mushy room. Thank you very much for the offer, but I'm going to have to pass. We didn't smidge a unit, so we cannot take the Overgrowth Carapace. The Exile's Diadem is maybe okay. That lets us, like, smidge the Spore Launcher and maybe throw something else in that room. I'm going to go Hierophant 2. Scale a little better. Okay. I think we're schmoobin'. I don't have anything else to spend money on. I literally can't. We can take this Pyre Dampener for sure. So let's go. Alright, we hit the Fogworm 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. This is Ardune's floor now. Complete with Balmabello at the front. Luna really does like having big floors like this. So I Moon Ritual all of those guys. So they get just the 3 armor. Yeah, they only see the cast once, but that's not what really matters. I can't really kill these guys. I'll kill you. Combustion suit in the back takes care of some business. And let's start spawning. I don't have anything to kill the Collector. No! I'm pretty sure here we just, like, Moonlit Glaive into Coven Spike. And that's Conduit 6 onto 4 people. We have to take this Resonant Ruin, unfortunately. Do the spawning pods into Evergrowth, and I'm actually going to give this guy a buttload of regen. And I'm going to take the Resonant Ruin damage here. We need New Moon, please. Oh, the Collector was dazed for their first round. I could have actually thrown a Mushroom up there to grab him. I forgot they don't escape if they're dazed. It's not a very common interaction. Does not happen that often. Alright, okay, so he is living. I would like to deal with this Heretic. I think the easier way of dealing with it is to gravity it up rather than trying to decay it down. because that lets me lunacy. One more for New Moon. Balmabello dies, which lets me play him on the bottom floor next round. Which is pretty great. This guy's not looking good. There's the Balmabello. Do a moon ritual. It should happen an odd number of times, which puts me on the different phase. We keep Evergrowthing him. Play my Resonant Ruins now. Alright, we are dealing with the Discordant Heretics, just not with the Chosen Prayer Stone. Ardoon is in trouble. I do not have healing for him either. Regen 6, Sap 6. Should delay the boss's damage for a while, but it doesn't seem to change much. Okay, yeah, just casting some spells here puts us into a better place regarding Ardoon. If I descend one of these units with its decay, it does get some Infectory triggers. So we get an extra cast, and it looks like we're doing a little bit more damage. The boss is healing for 30 less health. It's what I could manage. Okay, Ardoon's in trouble still. We are counting on these Nightingales to do all the work. So long as I have Ardoon's active for next turn, I think I'm okay. Okay, yeah, she comes up with her big, scary 62 health, which we are not currently getting through, but I get to replay the Balmabello, then Shadowcast wins the fight. Cool. Technically, we can also do this. Yeah. He's tiny. Alright, and we won with the Pyre Dampener on. That's worth a lot of money. I think it's unmistakably title turning. It could be Eclipse Chamber. Eclipse Chamber is a lot of scaling, but I'm more concerned with staying alive, given the scare I had just now. Let me see. These are all pretty great. So Pox is playable on my top floor with no repercussions. Wax Cap is playable. Mulch is playable. I've taken no draw. Makes Mulch a little better. But I think I only have 2 consume cards. I've got 5 consume cards. Okay. Oh, Mulch counts cards in the deck. That's not, it's not the consumable one. Okay. So, Mulch is draw 3 next turn. Reverses the Wax Cap. Wax Cap is pretty dang good. I think I need the Mulch. I think we're better served by getting through the deck faster. I think we need to go over here. Pyramanes doesn't get us that much. Doesn't get us full value. Missing about 15 health. All said and done. Want boons. World-Ending Strain and Volas are both really good. Volas gets us free plays on all of our Eager Conscripts. That's actually it. So Volas is okay. Kingdom's Tears is okay. It makes our Phase Blessing better, and it makes our Title Turning better. These usually turn into armor bonuses, so that's pretty cool. Silent Sigil is awesome. In conjunction with the Lunacy effect, this is likely to make our Nightingale scale up to immortality. Purified Soul Shard is bad. Split Anvil might be good. Split Anvil's tough. It does not do very much. Let me check on my options at the Merchant of Arms first. Bloodthirsty Blade, Fight Club, Spell Sanctum. Our rooms are spoken for, so it's kind of Bloodthirsty Blade or nothing. I'm not interested in a Bloodthirsty Blade. I could re-roll this without being too committal. This doesn't really help. Yeah, none of these are that great for me. Do I want to merge or deploy anything? Not really. I think what I want to do is duplicate the spore launcher. Because our bottom floor has like 6 or 7 space. We can definitely possibly get 2 spore launchers out. And it will help us to have a backup spore launcher in case the first one dies. If we manage to draw Exile's Diadem, we can possibly, like, put it on one of these guys. I could also possibly use one of these during deployment to lure the boss to the top floor. Buy me some time. I think we're grabbing Split Anvil, and the only effect Split Anvil has is that sometimes when we play an X spell, it will make things like Spawning Pods, Tome of Evergrowth, possibly Tidal Turning, into free spells. That's pretty much what we're getting. Unfortunately, some of the cooler spells that we drew this this round, like Coven Spike and Lunacy, we just got them like after our good Merchants of Magic offerings. We could have maybe checked this Merchant of Magic here. Yeah, we could have checked this Merchant of Magic, but I stand by the Merchant of Steel. That's where we found the dualism, and I think the dualism was huge. I think we probably need the dualism to clear in a lot of circumstances that are pending here. That's 8. This one's 6. So yeah, I can fit 2 spore launchers and then it's done. I want to make sure we're set here first. This is the important floor. Do that. Yeah, I think we just set... I think we do set up the Balmabello and we get 1 spore launcher out. So I could have avoided playing one of the Nightingales to get both spore launchers out if I needed to lure the boss. But the Balmabello is already a chump blocker for the boss anyway. Okay, let me focus on getting the Spawning Pods out first. I could actually do the Spore Launcher on the top floor here. I think the Moonlit Glade's a better play. Let's try and kill the boss more quickly. I can also move the boss out of the way here if the damage readout doesn't look good enough. 343 is not that great, but descending the boss is maybe not great. Actually, I descend him and all he does is, like, kill a fungi. Does that matter? I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think avoiding damage onto this crew is better. Actually, wait. I forgot how much armor these guys are getting. The Nightingales are not going to die from corruption. Ardoon might, depending on how things go. I'm going to do this. Gives me another incant, too. It also causes all the world-ending strain to transfer onto Seraph. I need to be at... Okay, how do I get to New Moon? I need there to be an odd number of targets for the Moon Ritual. There we go. Chosen Supplicant's being killed, even just with that casual one fungi play. Oh, he gets killed, I think, because some of the frontliners die. They spawn from Infectory, and the dot ticks progress from front to back. So they die, they spawn, increasing this decay stack before it ticks. It might also be a part of a world-ending strain calculation that's making them die like that. Okay, so I do not have the ability to correct Moon Phase this turn. I think what I'm doing is sending out a Coven Spike and then just playing Conscripts. I might want to Rot first. Let me do the Rot and Coven Spike it. We're losing the Spore Launcher. That's a bummer, but we're still getting a lot of damage out. Let me just pump up Hardoon here. Yeah, he just decayed out. He took too many stacks of corruption. We're doing 1048 damage here. We are on New Moon. Moon Ritual on 4 targets preserves New Moon. We needed that mulch play. Then I send this, we get a shitload of armor. Balmabello does not quite die. I don't really have an Exile's Diadem target here, unfortunately. It's good that I'm doing a lot of damage on this guy, because this is real bad. I need to draw the redundant guy to fix this bottom floor. He wastes a turn. Let's see. I don't have a Tome of Evergrowth target. Spawning Pods does basically nothing on this bottom floor right now. Throw this out because I don't want to redraw it. It does make our lunacy a little worse. Moon Ritual on 4 targets sets to the same period of time. If I lunacy at 3, I can Spawning Pods if I have to. So we'll just send that. Okay, we're killing anyway, so it doesn't matter as much. Oh no, this Moon Ritual's 1 target now, so I can set it to the right phase if I want to. Do I want Seraph on this floor? He's dazed. There's like no reason not to put him on this floor. Get down here so that I can hurt you more. I'm not going to play the Spawning Pods. When Balmabello dies, these guys all get Conduit 24. It's not happening yet. Okay, no, he did die. He did die. I didn't see it. Balmabello on this floor does nothing but spikes, which is pretty mid. I think I play him here again. If I'm already killing, I don't want to burn Shadowcast. I have to play through Discordant Holes now because my bottom floor crumbled. My bottom floor crumbled because I didn't hit Loam Coat all run. If you get out of lower floors without finding your Loam Coat, you're not going to find it. That's just all there is to it. This is probably Phase Blessing for yes. Because that's a lot of stats. I'm not going to Moon Ritual here. There's no reason to conscript either. Whee! Single conscript. He is almost about to corruption. He's almost about to decay out. It's funny as hell. I'm gonna drop the Ember. We set Shadowcast to make sure we kill everything. I'll take 2. And this turn I should just be playing these, basically. I'll also technically do that because it's available. I will beat you even on the full moon. Abyssal Prism is really good for Luna. Surprisingly so. There's a good number of those self-targeting conduit spells, self-targeting armor spells. The Silent Sigil is going crazy. Okay, so I think our second floor is really, really difficult for the enemies to do anything about. It's a matter of, can I keep the first floor up? Can I get enough damage out before we start to get fire hunted too much? And I've only got Mage Blade on 2 units, so only 2 units are really crazily scaling. I think I might want to set up on bottom and top floor. 7, 8. Yeah, we can do that. It's me a better mushy room location. I could Coven Spike right now for 6 Conduit on all 4 of these guys. I think it's actually pretty fine. Why does it have the +1? Why is it X +1 right now? I don't know what's giving me the Oh, Celestial Sales applies a discount. I'll do it. That's a pretty fine amount of conduit to just throw in there. All right, we can get a second Spore Launcher off the bat. I think I am probably going to send that. Just going to go 2 Spore Launchers deep. And then we'll just get out our little Moonglade Combustion Suit. Moon Ritual several times. I think I probably won't be punished for the Shadow Cast. We'll get more damage on entropy that way. This guy in the front is already in bad shape. One Pods makes things free. Play that Moon Ritual, gain a lot of armor. I could ascend Savagery here. It winds up causing some problems. I'm just going to drop a Spell Shield. I'd rather not sync Savagery up with other enemies. I would like my Infectory. Looks like this Spore Launcher is doomed. Let's see. Lunacy for 4 on 4 targets is an even number. Yeah, this is a bummer. This Chosen Assassin totally gets through. But with the Infectory, we actually get some value out of it. So silver lining, I guess. We're half killing Savagery here on turn 3. Yeah, bottom floor is not looking so great. Yeah, I think I give up on title turning to play this Balmabello. Play this Tome of Evergrowth. And sap you into the damn floor. It's funny. Alright, so this is an odd number Moon Ritual. Or I can phase Blessing all 3 targets, then Moon Ritual once. I miss a Pyrelight if I'm doing this. How important is that? Wait, I've already Abyssal Prism. I don't need to worry about doing the Phase Blessing on all 3 targets because I can't. But I think I need to do this anyway because Ardoon is only at 70 effective health, and I think he just, like, gets killed if I slack on him. But the Grow Room, Conduit value... If I have Phase Blessing and Title Turning in hand at the same time, I'm not going to have protection for him in future turns. So I need to do this. Thankfully, this Chosen Assassin is dying because World-Ending Strain is a hell of a drug. How's my top floor doing? We're fine. Okay. Conscripts. We like them. Chosen Ardent, giving out buffs. Not a problem. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I could give him plus 10 health. It's maybe not that big a deal. Send your attack down to nothing. I'm gonna give this guy plus 10 health. He clearly needs it. He's about to pick up some regen. Maybe that's cool. I could have actually... What I should have done is applied both tomes to the Balmabello, so this regen would go up to, like, a lot more. And then Balmabello could die and copy over the regen. That would be a very cool thing for him to do. Well, Balmabello is not dead, so I can just do that now. Spawning Pods gets me a free Pyrelight. Here, I'm going to go Shadowcast so we can finish off Savagery. Alright, Savagery's cooked. It's just a matter of Dominion now. We should be playing Curses of Entropy now. I clearly don't need a Moon Ritual here. I do get some value for switching. We'll do this. Do that. I think we're just passing. Yeah, the rest of this looks pretty funny. Probably going to take us about turn 9 to win, because I wasn't playing Firelights every single turn. Did I not rot the guy on the top floor? That's my bad. Would have loved to do that. Ugh, look at that. Look at Ardoon. Thinks he can get out of his job and just die. Call it quits. Show you. Still have work to do, buddy. Sap sweepers. Sweepers, no sweeping. Yep. That's New Moon. Balmabello dies. We replay on bottom floor. Although the Chosen Herald is here and he is cringe. What if he was not here? What about that? Firelight. Shadowcast, just because. Minion dies next turn. Got a good, like, 20-some health left. Yep. Dominion lived for longer than he could have because I skipped over playing the Rot on my first draw. The upgraded Rot probably cuts a turn off of Dominion there. Maybe 2 turns. Rot is a really effective spell against Dominion. But moving up your Dominion clock is usually nowhere near as important as making sure Savagery does not kill you. Savagery didn't kill us, so we won.